Hello children, welcome to another interesting lesson today. I am Anita Bansa, your Basic 1 teacher presenter. I believe you remember what we said, what we learned the last time we met. We read about Na and her daughter. Today we are going to read about your brothers. But before that, as I always say, let's pay attention and try to read something because we are here to help ourselves to read. If you are not in Basic 1, don't worry. Try to read along with us so that you will also be able to read. We are going to look at something interesting today. As I said, let's try to read whatever we see and learn. We are going to talk about obeng and oteng today. They are our little brothers. But before then, our objective is that by the end of the lesson, we will be able to read simple sentences and then learn new words. So we see obeng and oteng. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Look at them. Obeng and oteng, they are brothers. Look how neatly they are dressed. Colorful shirts. Let's read our sentence. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Let's read. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Let's read again. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Good. Obeng is 10 and oteng is 7 years old. Obeng is 10 and oteng is 7 years old. Bear this in mind. Remember whatever we read because I'm going to ask you questions after we have read. So remember, obeng is 10 years and oteng is also 7 years old. Look at this beautiful picture. A very neat compound, a very neat environment. They don't throw toffees hacks around. They don't throw paper sachet, empty water sachet rubbers around. And I believe they are living happily. So we have to make sure every time our school compound is tidy. We don't throw rubbish around. We don't litter our compound, both at home and at school. Let's look at what they are writing about them. They live with their parents in the village. This is oteng and this is obeng. They live with their parents in the village. This is daddy and this is mommy. They live with their parents in the village. Let's read again. They live with their parents in the village. So we have our new words, parents. We all have parents, daddy and mommy. Parents and village. All of you, village. Village. Again. Again. Good. Village. And then parents. There is a small river near their village. There is a small river near their village. This is the river they are talking about. And you see that this environment is a very clean and neat environment. Look how neat and clear the river is. So we don't have to litter wherever we are. This is a very clean and neat village. This is a small river near their village. This is the river we are talking about. It is water that flows all the time. Our new word is river. 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 All of you. Again. River. Again. Good. And we have village. 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 All of you. Very good. They use fish traps to catch fish. Look at the fish in the river, and they are using their trap. Obeng and oteng have traps in their hand. They have catch. Oteng has fish on the trap, and obeng has another fish on the trap. They use fish traps to catch fish. They use fish traps to catch fish. Let's read. Again. Good. They use fish traps to catch fish. So this is what obeng and oteng are doing. They are catching fish in the river, and we can see the fishes swimming in the river. I believe you can all see them. Yes. They use fish traps to catch fish. And a new word here is fish traps. Fish traps. Fish traps. All of you. Again. Again. Fish traps. Fish traps. Oteng and obeng use fish traps to catch fish. Hi, what do we see here? This will be very delicious. The sentence says, their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. The fish that oteng and obeng caught in the river. Their mother has used it to prepare stew. I can see this is kontomire stew, and it will be very delicious with rice, isn't it? I know children love rice a lot. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Let's read. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Again. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Good. Look at the fish, a lot of fish in the basket. Their mother sells some of the fish. That means they catch a lot of fish. So after mommy has prepared some, they also sell some to get a lot of money. Their mother sells some of the fish. Let's all read. Again. Yes, their mother sells some of the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. Very good. Now we see Oteng and Obeng very happy. What are they doing? Obeng and Oteng are good swimmers. Obeng and Oteng are good swimmers. Obeng and Oteng swim very well in the river. Obeng and Oteng are good swimmers. And our new word here is swimmers. All of you. Swimmers. 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 Again. Again. Swimmers. The last time. Good. Obeng and Oteng are good swimmers. Obeng and Oteng are good swimmers. Very well. Let's look at the sentences that we have read. Obeng and Oteng are brothers. Obeng and Oteng are brothers. Obeng is 10 and Oteng is 7 years old. Obeng is 10 and Oteng is 7 years old. They live with their parents in a village. They live with their parents in a village. There is a small river in their village. There is a small river in their village. They use fish traps to catch fish. They use fish traps to catch fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. Oteng and obeng are good swimmers. Oteng and obeng are good swimmers. Let's go over our sentences. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Obeng is 10 and oteng is 7 years old. Obeng is 10 and oteng is 7 years old. They live with their parents in a village. They live with their parents in a village. There is a small river in their village. There is a small river in their village. They use fish traps to catch fish. They use fish traps to catch fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. And then oteng and obeng are good swimmers. Oteng and obeng are good swimmers. Let's read. Again. Good. They live with their parents in a village. Let's take another sentence. Let's read. Okay. They use fish traps to catch fish. They use fish traps to catch fish. Oteng and obeng are good swimmers. Let's all read. Good. Again, let's read. Good. Obeng and oteng are brothers. Obeng and oteng are brothers. The last sentence. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. All right, let's go over our sentences once more. Obeng and Oteng are brothers. Obeng and Oteng are brothers. Obeng is 10 and Oteng is 7 years old. They live with their parents in a village. They live with their parents in a village. There is a small river in their village. There is a small river in their village. They use fish traps to catch fish. They use fish traps to catch fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother prepares stew with the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. Their mother sells some of the fish. And then lastly, Oteng and Obeng are good swimmers. Oteng and Obeng are good swimmers. Very good. Now let's look at our new words that we came across in the sentences. One is parents. Parents. Parents, all of you. Again, fish traps. Fish traps. Fish traps. Village. 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 River. 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 And then swimmers. 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 Let's look at them again. Parents. 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 Fish traps. Fish traps. Fish traps. Village. 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 River. 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 Swimmers. 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 Again, parents. Fish traps. Village. River. And swimmers. We have parents. Parents. Fish traps. Fish traps. Village. Village. River. River. And swimmers. Swimmers. Let's go over again. Parents. fish traps, village, river, swimmers. What is this? What is this word? Parents, good. And then fish traps, fish traps. We also have, what is the word? Village. We have village. And then river, river. And lastly, swimmers, swimmers. So what is this word? Again, yes, village. What is this word? Fish traps, fish traps, fish traps. Good. And then, what is this? Swimmers, yes, swimmers. Again, swimmers. Again, swimmers. Good. And then we have river, river, river. And parents, parents, parents. So our new words are parents, parents, fish traps, fish traps, village, village, river, river. And swimmers, swimmers. We have parents, fish traps, village, river, and swimmers. Good. Now I'm going to ask few questions about what we have read. And I believe we can all answer these questions correctly. 1. How old is oteng? How old is oteng? 7 years. I believe you all had it right. Oteng is 7 years old. 2. Where do obeng and oteng live? Where do obeng and oteng live? Village. Good. Oteng and obeng live in the village. 3. Where is the small river? Where is the small river? Near their village. The small river is near obeng and oteng's village. 4 says, what do they use to catch the fish? What do they use to catch the fish? Fish traps. Yes, fish traps. Obeng and oteng use fish traps to catch fish from the small river. Our last sentence says, who sells some of the fish? Who sells some of the fish? sells some of the fish? Their mother. Their mother sells some of the fish. And we remember their mother uses some of the fish to cook for obeng and oteng. And then she sells the rest to get a lot of money. So their mother sells some of the fish. Very well. Let's go over our sentences. How old is oteng? How old is oteng? Oteng is 7 years old. Where do obeng and oteng live? They live in the village. They live in the village. Where is the small river? Near their village. The small river is near obeng and oteng's village. What do they use to catch the fish? What do they use to catch the fish? They use fish traps to catch the fish. Fish traps. And then lastly, who sells the fish? Who sells some of the fish? Who sells some of the fish? Their mother. Their mother sells some of the fish. Good. You have done very well in answering the questions correctly. I believe you remember all that we have read about obeng and oteng. All I will leave with you now before I leave is that anytime you go to school or you find yourself at home, wherever you find yourself, don't litter the ground. Don't litter the environment. Don't litter the compound. Because you saw that oteng and obeng's village was a very neat village. And the river was very neat. That is why you saw the fish so big and healthy that obeng and oteng catch so that their mother will use it to cook for them. If we litter our environment, it becomes dirty and we will fall sick. So, I know and I believe that you will not litter again with the toffee wrappers and the sachet rubbers and your papers and your books and everything. Good, you were able to read very well and answer your questions correctly. I will come again next time to bring you another interesting lesson. And so, till I come, be good children. Bye-bye.